Hi all, I am Yolanda. Before I say anything else, can I apologize if I'm squinting into the camera? The sun's in my eyes, and when I put my glasses on, it completely hides my face. So, in a bid to make sure that you can see it's actually me, I thought it might be best just to squint and bear all. So, today I'm dedicating this little talk to single mothers, to all the single mothers out here. I watched a movie yesterday, and in watching the movie, it just made me think about the journey of a single mother, that which is unknown even to others. And particularly if perhaps you've never had to be a single mother, it can be quite difficult to understand, what's their gripe sort of thing. It's not a big deal, or, being a mother by yourself it doesn't take an awful lot of work and dedication because it does. So I want to start off by saying, shouts out to all the single mothers out there holding it together, and trying to raise their families as best as they can. And what I want to say to you all is that I think through my experience, as a single mother previously, I can say that it stirred so many different feelings within me. For example, I can recall times when perhaps I was more intolerant than I would have been, just because I was tired or just because I was stressed out or whatever the case may be. I want to say to you that it's okay to be stressed because we all go through it. And personally, there is nothing to be ashamed of if you're stressed, you know, in trying to do the work of two people all by yourself. That alone in itself is stressful. If you think about times you're unable to answer questions from young children because they're asking about an absent parent that, in all honesty, you can't speak for. You can really only speak for yourself. And that's a difficult thing to go through, I think, as a single parent. And I think it's something that goes unnoticed and perhaps even unconsidered, if I can say that, to others. It's something to consider, because when you have responsibility for a child and that child is asking questions, as a parent, as a mother, you anticipate that if you don't have the answer, you'll try and find the answer. Or there are some things we cannot find the answers to because they require more than, in today's day and age, of Google search. you know I want to say shouts out to you, because every day you accomplish so much, and perhaps you don't necessarily sit yourself down and look at those things and tick them off as an achievement for the day. Perhaps you're doubting how much you're really doing. you know if I think back to a schedule when I was a single mum, it may have started at 5 o'clock, so I can get myself ready to wake the kids up at 6 and have them ready to get out of the house at 7, and then get to school at 8, and then get to work at 9. You know, to say you do so much in perhaps about 5 hours, many people can't even begin to think or consider doing something like that. And there isn't anything that some people feel passionate about enough to go through that strenuous routine. As a parent, that's something you do without even considering, because it's almost innate. It's your responsibility. It's something you want to do. It's your mission. You know, the fact that you take on that mission on a daily basis, despite how hard it is and how exhausted it makes you feel, and how draining it might be at times, the fact that you still get up and take on that mission, again, hats off to you. And if no one else tells you thank you and no one else tells you well done, I am telling you well done, because that in itself is really quite an achievement. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is when there's an absent parent and someone else asks you, well, oh, so why is it just you at the play today? Or, you know, was so and so not able to come to parents' evening? And you don't know what to say, because the last thing you want to say is, oh, well, he's concerned with his own life. He wants nothing to do with us. He has someone else and a new family. Or you don't necessarily want to divulge that to every and anybody. And for some reason, we seem to carry that embarrassment around as though it's ours, when really it isn't. And we have nothing to be embarrassed of, because we are the parent that is still here, those who are consistent. But even that moment of not knowing what to say and trying to think on your feet of a lie that sounds almost good enough but doesn't reveal too much about yourself, or, what you might consider to be your sad life. People don't consider those things on a day-to-day basis, and we should. We should consider these things. And Perhaps the next time you look at a single mother and you think, well, she doesn't do much, think about all the things she does that you don't see, she doesn't count. If nobody pays attention to those little things, some of our single mothers will go around feeling they don't do anything. When you do so much every day that you get up and you take on that mission and you try again, there's no other job that many of us would take that is 365 days a year, no annual leave and no pay. If we saw that advertised in the newspaper, none of us would go for it. So if someone else is taking on that role and saying, I would do it, just me, by myself, congratulate them and understand that the role of a single mother is not as simple as it seems. Have a good day. I am Yolanda.